Okay, good morning, good afternoon, depending upon where you're calling in from this fine Thursday. Hopefully your week is off to a really good start. Super excited about our topic today. It involves a carrier that is rapidly growing in the industry. If you don't know me, I'm Scott White with CPS. I manage the annuity marketing team here at CPS, and I've been here for almost 20 years now and I've worked with a lot of different carriers, as you can imagine. And what I really like about Revel One is they're refreshingly different in a good way. I think if you combine the service that they provide along with some of the products that are coming out, super innovative. Not just an annual point to point with a S&P cap, which they have, of course, but some really interesting features that help your client and differentiate them from the rest of the field. So today I'm joined by the regional VP, Julio Del Villar, as well as internal support Nathan Schuster to take us through a little bit about Revel One and especially our highlight here, the Acume Rev, their newest FIA. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing, Julio, and then Nate, and you can go ahead and share your screen.
Perfect. Thank you for having us. I just want to make sure you guys can see our screen.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Well, oops. Sorry about that. Let's start the show. All right. Everyone, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. We appreciate having you here. We are very excited to join CPS, and Revel One's pretty excited to shake up the industry a little bit with our service and our products. And so, without further ado, let's get after it. Let's get a little background on who we are and who we're led by. Who you see here is our CEO, Mark Zespow. Mark has over 35 years.
Julio, you want to switch the screens you're sharing? I think you're still on the virtual side.
Oh, my fault. Sorry about that, guys. Is it working for you? Oops. Give me 1 second. I do apologize. You're on mute, by the way, Scott.
My
There
wife
we
would be happy about that. I was saying you're good now. We're on your CEO page.
All right, perfect. Um, okay, so like I was saying, this is our CEO, Mark Zespow. Okay. Um, he's been in the industry for 35 plus
And
years.
now you're back to the cover page. Are you punking us right now?
Oh no, guys, I'm really not trying to. Sorry
That's
about
all right.
that. Let me move this over. Share
There.
this screen. There we go. Is that better?
Still on your title
Oh my,
screen. Join the
oh,
revolution. If you
oh
want,
my.
I can
Yep.
share.
Oh,
There
here we
you
go.
go.
Here we go. Here we go.
There you go. Perfect.
Am I
Yeah.
live, guys, or am I live? All right.
This is
Sorry
this
about
is
that, guys.
this is live in living color. Go ahead.
Okay, once again, Mark Zespow, CEO, 35 plus years in the industry. Started at a company called Life USA back in the late 80s. Had tremendous success with that company to the point where Allianz came in and purchased it. Okay, Mark later became the Allianz CEO for roughly a decade. And then he resurfaced here as um, he came up to an opportunity. Okay, about 2022, he noticed an opportunity with what was a life company. It started in 1980 as Security Trust Life, and then a few ownership changes became Pavonia Life Insurance Company of Michigan. Okay, well, a lot of you have heard of the Colorado State Bankers debacle, which Greg Lemberg just got sentenced yesterday, I believe it was, to 12 years in jail. But he used to own Pavonia Life. And the great state of Michigan said, "What are you doing trying to move this company to North Carolina? We see what you're doing with these other carriers. We're not going to allow it." So the great state of Michigan took away the company from Greg. So over $1 billion of life insurance policies were untouched by what was going on with that Colorado State Bankers. And so Axar Capital came in and swooped up and helped us rename ourselves, set up new technology, and capitalize on our 49 state platform. Revel One Financials in 49 states, just not New York. So, as we continue, We are B double plus rated by AM Best with a positive outlook as of February of this year. And we have a quarterly meeting with AM Best. The goal is to get to A minus by the end of this calendar year. So we feel very confident that we'll be able to accomplish those goals. So that was a very quick background on who we are, where we're coming from, and now let's talk about where we're going with these awesome new products. So I'm going to talk about 2 products today. The first one is Bonus Rev. Super simple product available in 2 variations. We have our Core, which has a 16% premium bonus, and then we have our Max, which has a 22% premium bonus. We've got flexible lock-in options, which we'll touch in here shortly. And then we are super simple S&P 500 company. We did add a vol control, the S&P 500 intraday, but I am a big proponent of the S&P 500. And it's the gold standard, so I don't like to deviate too far away from that. So here it is. On the left column, we have our Core, a 16% premium bonus through the age of 70 with a no fee. Okay, very simply put, no fee. Okay, on the right, we have our Max product, up to 22% through the age of 70. Now, what they'll get with that is not just a bonus, but they're going to get higher fixed rates, higher cap rates, and higher par rates with that Max product. So that 95 bips is going further than just the bonus. Okay. The Core, you get a 10% free withdrawals available at issue. Life happens. We understand that. And if anything happens in the first 12 months, your clients would have access up to 10%. If they have a Max policy, there's a cumulative carryover up to 20%. So anything that they don't touch in any given year will be rolled over to the next year. So if they take out 5% year 1, they've got 5% left over. They can roll that over and they'll have 15% cumulative to be able to take out year 2. So that's a little bit of the flexibility with the bonus that we have right now. And that's the product, guys. And here are the actual rates today. On the left, we have our bonus Core. On the right, we have a bonus Max. As I mentioned, the Max is going to get your clients higher rates, not just a bonus. You see your cap rate. We offer a guaranteed cap rate for that. And what is that guaranteed cap? 6 on the Core, 7 on the Max. And those are guaranteed for 5 years on this 10-year product. After that 5 years, they can reallocate into a new strategy, or whatever the new 5-year guaranteed cap is at that time. So that's the bonus. And then we'll touch on this after 5 and after 10 here shortly to pick up on what Scott was talking about, us being innovative. Here's a CumRev. It's an accumulation product. If you know one product, you'll know the other product. Okay? So once again, we've got flexible lock-in options on all participation rates. Once again, S&P 500. And once again, some guaranteed cap options. Here are the rates. We offer this product on a 5, 7, and 10-year. The money maker for this product is our guaranteed caps. I know one of the big issues for agents, advisors, and ultimately your clients is signing up your client for a high cap rate. After year 3, 4, 5, all of a sudden that carrier has slammed down those cap rates. And now your client's looking at 3% cap rates in year 7 when the market's up 20, 25, 30%. It's just not a good conversation to have during renewal. So what we've done is created guaranteed caps of 9.5%. This is S&P 500 guaranteed cap on the 5-year, 9.5%, and 10% on the 7-year. And those are the guaranteed caps for the full term. So on that 7-year product, your client will have a 10% cap every year. It will not change. So we've eliminated that conversation for you. We've tried to make you feel a little warm and fuzzy, if you will, so that you know that we've been a company for 2 years in the annuity space. We don't really have renewal rates. So a way that we thought that would help everyone feel better about what we're offering and honestly put better products out there is the guaranteed cap. And I think we're having a lot of success with that, both available on the Cum and bonus. So I want to go below the guaranteed cap and start talking about the par rates, because that is where our index lock rider comes in. So we've got our par rate, 1 year point to point, we've got our 1 year point to point par rate after 5% and 1 year point to point after 10%. And what that means is, let's just take the 5%. Easy math. S&P 500's up 25%. Okay, they get nothing the first 5%. So 0 through 5, there's no credit for whatever's allocated into this strategy. Well, we have 20% left in that scenario I just brought up. So 20% of 75% of 20% is a 15% credit that you can lock in for your client month 1, month 6, month 11. They don't have to wait until the anniversary to get credited. So, you sign your client up today, the S&P 500 rips in the first 4 months, you can lock in that gain and they get credited at the anniversary. So it's another way we're trying to create control and flexibility for you agents, advisors, and again, your clients, so you can better navigate the FIA space and get more credits and not just have to wait on the anniversary. So right now, these are manually locked. They call us in and we can lock in these gains anytime after 3 p.m., which is the time, 3 p.m. Central Time, the time that the market closes. Okay, so anytime after that, they can call it in, and we'll lock in that gain. Right now, we have our legal counsel and compliance has our automatic forms in the final stages to be approved, to where we can upload that to the client portal, and your clients can set an automatic threshold and an automatic lower threshold, so where they don't have to watch it every day. So hopefully that will create a little more self-service efficiency for your clients. That's just a little more rhetoric on those locks, but here's just an example of those locks. Say the market's up 9%, and they want to set an upper lock of 11. We'll take the 11, or they want to set up a lower lock of 7. They can set up these locks and lock in these gains again at any time during the crediting term. So those are just some of the things we're trying to do to capitalize on the S&P 500. Nate, do you mind sharing that the S&P 500 piece that we really like to share with folks to talk about the lock feature?
Yes, thank you, everyone. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. So this is just the S&P 500. It's not slickcharts.com. This is a daily updated S&P 500. This is our year to date. So actually, when we launched the bonus rev, which was March 15th, this was -7. So to Julio's point, we'd be looking at likely if you bought a policy on the 15th of March, you'd be looking at 17% credit already. You could potentially lock that in on an after 5 or an after 10 strategy on both. But really, what I want to talk about with our rates is you don't always see the market being a 7 or an 8%. Even though that we all know that's probably what the average is on a running total. If we look at this column here, we have a 10%, 17, 25, 26. And remember, this is an FIA, so the negatives are still zeros. But we don't have an under 10% credit until 2015. And if you go back to 2000, there's only 4 that are positive, but under 10%. So really what I'm saying here in all of this is I want us to look at this as being a potential growth vehicle. Not necessarily playing the averages, you're playing the magnitude of what the market can do. So not a 7 or 8%. Let's see if we can capitalize and hit our home runs on the 5 and after 10. Not an all or nothing play. I'd always say utilize the guaranteed cap if you can, but this is a nice way to capture some extra gains.
Yep, that's a great piece right there. We actually have some pieces on our website that you can access all of our material. We don't hide anything. All of our stuff's on the website. And we have a great piece that shows 24% of the time the market is down, right? So we got a 0, but we're already in an FIA product. We're already preserving this principle. Another quarter of the time, the market's up between 0 and 10%. So that means over 50% of the time, the market is up over 10%. And Nate just showed you those numbers, 30, 26, 18. We're just trying to be able to capitalize on what the S&P 500 is giving us. Once again, the gold standard, in my opinion. I'd love to add the NASDAQ, but until then, the S&P 500 is the gold standard, in my opinion. And we're just trying to capitalize on that upside potential that it gives our clients.
I think it's a really nice strategy because in years past, really the only talking point a carrier would have, or an advisor for that matter, would have on hitting a home run is that old monthly point to point, which
Yeah.
we all know on the call, 1 month can just absolutely decimate your year's gains, right? Because all the negatives are included in that calculation. And I think, if you want to get creative, I mean, the advisors on this call can be super creative and reallocate into that strategy maybe after a market downturn and really try to ride that correction. But I think it's, every objection that you've kind of seen over the last 15 years on these products, I think is addressed with you guys, whether it's the renewal story, right? You guys have the guarantee cap, whether it's, I want higher upside potential, you have those lock-ins on the plus
Hmm.
five. I think you guys do a really good job of listening to your partners, listening to your IMO partners, and coming out with products that resonate with clients.
Yeah, I love that, Scott. I really appreciate that because we're basically taking your guys' feedback, agents' feedback, and we want to put products out there that help you guys out in the field. And something we have not touched on, we're offering a 1% bonus commission on all FIA business submitted through June 30th. So if you're not contracted yet, um, reach out to Scott, Lisa, get you guys contracted. We can get you contracted in 1 day. Okay, you have an application submitted that same day. Let's say it's in good order, we're going to issue that. And we have EFT options. So we can issue that same day and get you guys paid the next day. So just trying to be, we're really trying to lean into the cheetah, speed and agile.
If I could add anything to that, we had a case last week where we issued the contract and the money it was an agent writing a case on himself. His money wasn't in his account yet for the EFT, so he had an overdraft charge because we went too quick for him to get the money ready. So we are trying to walk the walk here at Revel One, but we hope that we can offer a good experience for you guys as well.
Did you credit them back for the overdraft?
Yeah. So I got to get with Patrick about that, but I think we did.
That's funny. Want to just pull up, you guys got anything else to add?
Um, Once again, we're in 49 states, just not New York. We've got MIGAs, we've got MIGIAs, 6% MIGAs right now, 5, 7, and 10 year. And then FIA, we're going to have Roth conversion here later this month or next month, June. So we're just churning them out, man. New products, new ideas that you guys come to us with. We are going back to our actuaries, and they're going to work and putting those out there so we can try to launch these.
Yeah, and rates are still stupendous. There's still a lot of opportunity. 6% MIGA rates are crazy.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, give us a call in your next case. We'd love to help you out, and hopefully Revel One can be part of your business moving forward. But Julio and Nathan, thank you again for sharing. If you guys have any questions, you can chat it into the chat box here. We'll pause for just 30 seconds or so to see if anybody has any questions on that. Let's see. Questions going once, questions going twice. Okay. Well, again, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for attending, everybody, and make it the rest of the week successful. And hope to talk to you soon on your next case. Take care, guys.
thank you, Scott.